let's start with the construction. We're going to pick up and find out root 5 on the number line. So let's get that. Let's get this 10 so that we'll have enough place to do it. This is your question number 3, where now we are going to see where root 5 is lying on the number line. So, much of the equipments I wasn't able to gather, so with whatever is there, let's try to see how it comes up. First, they have told you to find out root 5 on the number line. Obviously, you have to have a number line. So let's all draw a number line first. Now, when we are drawing a number line, we will we'll have a small precaution done. That is, we will not mark 0, 1, with just 1 centimeter difference between them. We will mark it maybe 1 inch, or maybe we will mark it like 2 or 3 centimeters apart, so that the whole thing will look quite big and good, and it's easy to spot things out. So let's first draw the number line. All of us, we are going to draw a number line. Let's mark the points. As I said, we can use our own discretion depending on how you're able to look at the points. Maybe I will mark the points at a distance of 2 centimeters so that the points are clearly visible when we are plotting. So let's mark the number line. Maybe we can have it done like that. Mark the number line, and let this be 1, 0, this be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. This is our number line, and our target in mind is that we are plotting root 5 on the number line. So our idea is to get the root 5 on this number line. Now when we start with this, the very first thing that we're going to do is we will call this point as O, and we will call this point as A. The point 1, let it be represented by A. After we have done this, what we are going to do is at the point A, we will draw perpendicular. Now, how could you draw perpendicular? You could technically, because we've been doing things by ruler and compass, it is advised that you have to do all your construction by compass. Compass construction of drawing a 90-degree line, we have already learned in the 8th standard. In fact, we are learning it from 6th standard onwards. So, people who insist that it has to be done that way, you can continue doing it that way. Here, I will be using a protractor or a set square. You can use whatever is convenient to you. You could use a protractor, or you could use a set square. Set square goes easy for me for drawing, but sometimes children find it difficult to locate and put the set square. Then in that case, you can use a protractor. That is one's own convenience. So what we are doing, we are trying to get a 90-degree line at the point A. So let's see how to get the 90-degree line at the point A. We keep the set square and get the 90-degree line like this. Now this same measure, whatever that we had over here, OA, whatever measure was OA, that same measure you should have it on that line also, and that's how you're going to get the point B. So for the measure that I had taken there, I will try to locate that same measure on this, and I will locate the point B. So I've got now the point AB. Oh sorry, I've got the point B. After having got the point B, I will join O to B. So what we are going to do, we are going to join O to B. Till here it's okay. Then we have to keep building up perpendiculars. Sometimes that becomes confusing, but it's okay. With observation, we'll be able to get it. Now what we are supposed to do is at OB, we have to build up another perpendicular. So in order to build up that perpendicular, you have to draw a 90-degree line to OB. So that you can draw either with a set square or you can draw with your protractor. You can keep your protractor like this, get the 90 degree and get the 90 degree line. I use the protractor set square, that was easier for me. That's about it. And that same measure that we had taken before over here, that same measure we will take here. And that becomes the point C. Now one more thing, once we plotted it like this OB, it actually represents root 2. So actually, having got this measure, if you could take a protractor, take a set square, take a compass and get that measure on the number line, you would be able to plot root 2. But let that be as it is, and let's see now how to build up root 5, because we are interested in getting root 5. So what we have done, we have drawn a perpendicular to OB, we have called it as BC, we have marked the point C with the same measure that we had over here OA. Sometimes it's 2 centimeters, some people they prefer to keep it 3 centimeters, some people they keep it as 1 centimeter itself, that's your wish, you can do it the way you want. Having got this point BC, our next step is to join O to C. So we will join O and C together. Once you have joined O and C, actually that is representing root 3 for us. Actually we have got root 3. Sometimes when they ask us only root 2 and root 3, you can stop your construction here. But since we are asked root 5, we will proceed. Now we will do the next step and that will give us root 4. One more step and that will give us root 5. Now what we are going to do is, since we have got OC, we have to get a perpendicular at, we have to draw a perpendicular at OC. Again, you can take your protractor and do it, or we do it with our set square. And let's have the same measure as we had it before. And we are going to call that point as D. Having got this point D, we are going to join that D to the point O. And this is going to represent root 4 or 2 as we bring it on the number line. Having got this, we are almost done with root 4. Now one more construction and that will give us root 5. So what we are going to do, again draw a perpendicular to OD and let's see how that goes. So at OD, we are going to draw one more perpendicular. And the same unit measure that we had taken, we will take that same measure, call that point as E. Join OE. Now, with O as a center and radius OE, you will take your compass, and with the help of your compass, you will take your compass or your divider, and with the help of the compass, measure OE on your compass. Keep the compass at O. After having measured OE, bring that measurement on the, draw an arc on the number line and see where it cuts. So with O as a center and radius OE, draw an arc to cut the number line. So when you happen to draw an arc, you keep your compass at O, take this OE, and you may happen to get that arc. That arc can come and cut the number line somewhere between 2 and 3, and that point will represent root 5. If you want, you could call that point as maybe S or so, and then you can say thus S represents root 5. So this is how we get across doing this plotting of root 5 of the number. And as I said, sometimes they may ask you only root 2, sometimes they may ask you root 3. So at that particular step you can stop and get the arc like how we did it over here. So this is about the construction of root 5. Now the next question in the exercise, it's more like an activity, and the idea is the same. They ask us to plot this. One important concept that I would like to tell over here is square root spiral gives you a very good idea of doing art integration. We can see since art integration projects are coming up in bracket now, if you could know to do square root spiral, you can use it in a very decorative way, and you could draw things like peacocks, or you can draw beautiful things, because this if you observe this keeps on, these triangles, they keep on moving, and eventually when you plot maybe root 11 and root 13, it turns and it comes this side. So what you do is you take these triangles and color it with different colors. It will look beautiful, and the color scheme will look beautiful and look very nice. So you can build up on that, and you can draw, as I said, different creatures or beautiful birds with the help of that by using your own ideas. So that is why for art integration this is very important, and so therefore you should be knowing how to go about doing this square root spiral. So that is for this exercise today. Exercise 1.2 we'll be taking up. Exercise 1.3 probably we will be taking it up in 2 parts because it's a big exercise, and that's how we'll be winding exercise 1.3. Thank you.